Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Will. Hopefully you're having a great day today. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 6 powerful tips to help you train your brain in a way that improves your cognitive function so that you can be more productive and have better focus. So these are all tips that I practice myself. If you guys get some knowledge from this, then make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'd love to see, what you guys do to improve your own productivity so I can implement that in what I do. So thank you guys so much for watching, and let's get right into it. So tip number 1 is going to be exercise. So exercise is something that if you don't do it often, then it can be kind of hard to build it as a habit. But if you do build it as a habit, wow, the results can be amazing. Exercise over time has been proven to be a great benefactor towards cognitive function and focus. So if you can exercise in the morning or towards the end of the day, then you'll see an improvement in your ability to stay concentrated on tasks. So it can greatly improve those things, as well as training the muscles in your body also can train, obviously, the muscles in your brain to develop new neural pathways for you to seek exercise. Number 2 is reading every day. I highly recommend that you guys read every day, and if you can't, then at least get 5 minutes or 10 minutes on your phone if you're really that busy. But I think personally, I've been able to grow as an individual by reading every day, and it really lays new thoughts in your subconscious and conscious mind that you can think about throughout the day. And those ideas can create new thoughts or pathways that help you come up with more ideas and brainstorm. And this practice of having new information coming into your mind every single day will help you to come up with new ideas, and it will exercise your brain in a way that will definitely strengthen your overall function of thinking. So reading improves creativity, it helps you come up with ideas, and ideas brings us to number 3, which is write down your ideas. If you have an amazing idea pop in your head, then you're probably thinking, oh, I should really do that. But sometimes they get away from us and we're not able to really track those ideas and they just slip away. So number 3 is write down your ideas. If you have the time to write down an idea after you come up with it, then you're going to see that it's not just an imaginary thing. It actually starts to become, wow, this is real. Like, this is actually a plan that I can implement. So writing down ideas is number 3, because then it goes from imagination to actually programming your mind and your brain to think about it in terms of you keep on coming back to this idea, so that you're programming your mind to stay focused on one goal, which can be really good for achieving high levels of productivity. So number 4 is going to be practice deep listening. Deep listening goes such a long way. If you can actually stay focused in your deep listening and just allow yourself to have a greater periphery, a periphery being the ability to recognize sounds and observe things in a way that you're not normally just looking at it, right? It's not like you're just watching this video. You could be observing, my tone of voice, how excited I am, and how I sound, and what that means, and how that makes you feel. Or if I'm not that excited, my tone. Or maybe it's how I'm talking and the special words that I'm implementing that sound valuable when I use them in special ways, right? So you can do this by observing people, and deep listening will help you to be more observant, and being more observant will allow you to access more parts of your brain and ultimately train neural pathways that you haven't trained any time before. So it's a really good thing to just practice deep listening. Also, there's 2 other ways that I've found to practice deep listening, and that has been listening to music and looking for noises that you don't normally hear. And then that's really good because then you can kind of get a greater perspective on different types of sounds, and that is a great way to train your brain, and it's also enjoyable because you're listening to creative music. And then the second way is smashing that like button and leaving a like on this video. Definitely helps out with your whole entire brain training if you're trying to become a better investor and improve yourself. So number 5 is going to be get out of your comfort zone. If you have a fear, go face it. If you have something that you think you can do, but it's just a little too uncomfortable to attempt it, go do it. This is something that brings me back to when I was 17 years old, I had the opportunity to speak in front of a crowd that was around 500 people, and I was so terrified, and I wasn't going to do it because I was so scared. But I worked up the courage to just say, yes, I'll do it. I'll actually do it. And once I started speaking and I was on stage, I wasn't so scared anymore because I was there, right? It can be scary if you're like, oh, I have this big presentation, or there's a performance. I have to face this fear. It can be kind of scary, but the best way to get over it is just to take action on it and just do it and just see how it feels after. It can be really scary, but it's worth it, and it will train your brain to be more perseverant in going through comfort zones. Okay, guys, the last tip, which I think is very valuable as well, is doing something different repeatedly. So everybody has habits and everybody has things that they do every day, but a lot of people do the same things over and over, and they don't actually change that routine. So one thing that I recommend is just going out and finding a routine that you do the same every day and changing it. And that will be a great way to train your brain and expose it to new experiences and ultimately, more thoughts that it can process, so that, you can become more aware of different scenarios and things, how they play out. So whether it's driving to work a different way or driving home a different way from the grocery store, that can help you to try different things repeatedly, right? For the same thing. Or if it's cooking, just like you cook eggs, you can cook eggs tons of different ways, and trying different ways will train your brain to look at things and not just think, oh, you can only do it one way, but you're more open-minded to try different things, on the same task, but trying different things will expose you to more experiences. So guys, that's the last tip. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then I want to make sure that you have one big, beautiful brain, and practicing these things, whether it's, reading a few pages a day, or starting a new exercise routine, or trying deep listening when you're, with family, or, at a social event, you'll probably see some changes of things that you haven't noticed before, and ideas that start coming that can really change, your perspective, or give yourself a greater understanding of things. That's really what it comes down to when you exercise your brain, just being able to look at different scenarios in creative ways by exercising your brain. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I really appreciate you tuning in. And if you got any value from this at all, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I really appreciate all your guys' support. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.